Visitor Channel's weekly news magazine. I am your host, Zena Zita Haynes. The Atlantic Rally for Cruisers is firmly anchored in St. Lucian waters for the next 5 years. Senior officials of the St. Lucia Tourist Board and the main organizer of the ARC, World Cruising Club, affixed their signatures to the new 5-year contractual agreement that will foster the further growth and development of the world-renowned iconic sailing event. Fresh on the heels of a very successful 28th anniversary that saw a new record set for the fastest crossing time from Gran Canaria to St. Lucia by an 8-member crew of Caro in 2013, the sailing event has been ending in St. Lucia simply beautiful for the past 23 years. Tourism officials say that the ARC complements an overall tourism product and enables St. Lucia to offer a diverse calendar to a number of external niche markets. The government of St. Lucia recently announced that former West Indies Cricket Board President Dr. Julian Hunt is to be awarded the Knight of Commander. The award is for his outstanding contribution to the public and private sector in St. Lucia and the Commonwealth Caribbean community. In a WICB media release yesterday, President Mr. Cameron said Dr. Hunt's service to St. Lucia in the realms of politics, sports, diplomacy and government, and his service to cricket in the Windward Islands and the West Indies make him unquestionably deserving of this illustrious honor. Dr. Hunt served in many capacities, starting as the councillor in the Castries City Council and then later moving to the National Development Corporation. He co-founded the National Trust and through the field of diplomacy and government elevated to President of the United Nations General Assembly. He was also the political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party and a member of the Parliament for Grosseille. Dr. Hunt was an avid sportsman representing St. Lucia in cricket before becoming a long-serving administrator. Stay tuned for more tourism news on the Visitor Channel's weekly news magazine.
Rio gives it all. A talented compact. All new Rio. The world-acclaimed chef Bobo Bergstrom, Caribbean Chef of the Year 2003, one of the 10 best chefs in the world, well known for his Euro Caribbean cuisine, welcomes you in his latest creation, The Edge Restaurant. Located on the majestic waterfront of Rodney Bay Village, prefer our 4-star dining experience, or try the island sushi bar and enjoy the finest cuisine while relaxing in a breezy, scenic location. Call The Edge Restaurant and Sushi Bar today at 450-EDGE.
Welcome back on the Visitor Channel's weekly news magazine.
If there were to be something called a tourism crown, Capella would in fact be one of the jewels within that crown. Capella Resorts actually represents one of the highest standards that are associated with tourism. They bring together with a wealth of experience the expertise which will create a visitor experience that is going to be unique and it's going to do work wonders for St. Lucia as a destination. So I'm hoping that you, over time, can look at the developments, look at the changes that Capella is in fact going to be making to what was previously Discovery Marigot Bay, and see how they ingratiate themselves not only within the tourism product, but within our society as a whole.
On behalf of all the ladies and gentlemen of the Capella Marigot Bay, we would like to give you a warm welcome, and obviously we are looking forward working very closely with you and your media outlets to make this hotel known all over the island and in the Caribbean.
This morning I went to community college over here to talk to the students about hospitality. And of course, you know, your country, hospitality, the popularity of St. Lucia, the respect for St. Lucia in the travel industry is growing non-stop. And I was kind of looking at those students. There were about nearly 100. Unfortunately, only 5 boys, the rest were young ladies. But I thought myself, one of the students, obviously I don't know who, will be leader in our industry here in St. Lucia, maybe somewhere else in the world. And certainly we will try and hire those young people. It was pretty exciting for me. I don't know, I'll share that with you. It was a little bit looking at them, because I look at those young students and said, gee, that was me. That was me. I started as a busboy when I was 14. We don't believe that anybody should work for us. Nobody. I think people should join us in our dream. I don't want to hire people. What do you hire people for? And I think there's an issue of companies generally. They hire people to fulfill certain functions. Hotels hire people to check people in, to clean rooms, to cook food, and so on. Wait a minute, that's a function. The chair in which you're sitting, ladies and gentlemen, is fulfilling a function. It's kind of sad that we treat people the same way. We want to offer people, and we do offer people. Join us in our dream. Join us in our belief. Join us in our philosophy. Be part of our dream. Sure, the function has to be done, but not for the sake of the function, but for the sake of the dream. Be part of us. I personally go to work for 2 reasons. To create excellence in what I'm doing, and to be with my friends, the people that I work with. If they like it or not, they're my friends. So that's a part of philosophy. And our mission is to be the undisputed leader in your market segment. I look at him. You're supposed to be the undisputed leader. I'm going to look at the general manager. And I have a company studying it, so I know scientifically where he stands. So those are the beliefs, kind of who we are. We check it very carefully. We have a company check statistically, I know, ongoing. How many percent, in our objective, the objective of every employee in here is, the wait staff, it's not their objective to serve food. That's what they do. But their objective is, by what they do, to convince the guest to want to come back and want to recommend us. That's the objective. And my expectation is simply this. We measure this on a scale of 1 to 10, an outside company. How many guests want to come back and want to recommend us? We measure this on a scale of 1 to 10. 1, I hate this place. 10, I can't wait to come back. We only count 9s and 10s. And 8 is not good enough. Because you see, there are 3 types of guests. The ones that are dissatisfied, they're like terrorists against you. They go out and talk bad about you. They're the 1 to 4. We don't have any. Then there are the satisfied guests. They're the 5 to 8. What does it help me that they're satisfied if they don't want to come back? They're not mine. They're just satisfied. And then the 9s and 10s, they're mine. I expect them to create 9s and 10s. I call a number of travel agents, top travel agents, said, what is your demand factor for Caribbean? What is the opinion about the island, and so on and so on. And then St. Lucia, so St. Lucia decision. 20 years ago, what is known as the luxury segment, which existed for our luxury, there is one segment that's called luxury. In the typical hotels that were in the luxury segments, 30, 40 years, was Four Seasons, Ritz-Carlton, Mandarin, and so on. However, 20 years ago, I made a study, and there was a trend there where some guests were speaking about something else. So I had a word analyst get guests together And he came back and said that was about 20 years ago, there's a very definite trend for luxury to split into two groups, one ultra luxury and one affordable luxury, we called it. Well, it was very minimal. When I started looking at this company about 10 years ago, we did another study on it. In that group that says ultra luxury had grown dramatically. I give you one example. This was a guest who says, I only stay in those hotels. I usually pay $1,000 a night. I always buy a small suite. But when I go there, those hotels so large, they have a convention, and the guys with the beard can collect this convention pushing me in the corner in the elevator. I have nothing against them, but I rather have something more private and personal. So that was the trend that was happening very strong.
We will be back with more tourism news on the Visitor Channel's weekly news magazine.
With friends all riding solo, dress fresh from head to toe. Oh, step out like a fashion show. Oh, decked out in US Polo.
Hey dude, what you wearing? I'm hooked and I can't stop staring.
Hey girl, it's worth your while. This brand's gonna make your style. With your friends all riding solo, dress fresh from head to toe. Oh, step out like a fashion show. Oh, decked out in US Polo. US Polo, located upstairs at Baywalk Mall.
Welcome to Boarding Pass, brought to you by the St. Lucia ANC Ports Authority. While at the airport, please pay attention to the announcements on the Public Service Announcement System and on the flight information display screens at the airports. These announcements provide you with vital information when traveling. You've been listening to Boarding Pass, presented by the St. Lucia ANC Ports Authority, complementing your every move.
Thank you for joining us on the Visitor Channel's weekly news magazine. The Round the World experience for the World Atlantic Rally for Cruisers set sail on Saturday, January the 11th, 2014 in starting breezy conditions. There was sunshine mixed with some squally conditions, making for an exhilarating sailing start. The yachts out on the water made a great spectacle as the first leg of the circumnavigation got underway. Supporters came out to cheer friends across the line from their tenders, and some even followed the fleet down to Castries. The first yacht across the start line was one of the smallest boats in the fleet. The British-flagged Firefly, owned by Paul Ellis, this 42-feet Humphreys Yachting designed boat was once owned by Yachting World editor Andrew Bray, who sailed the ARC in 2001. Firefly glided effortlessly down the coastal line before heading west, once past the turning marker of Castries. The boats were currently on their way to Panama in the first leg. They are likely to get there within a few days, and after a short break will head into the Pacific. The World ARC is now becoming an annual event, with boats leaving St. Lucia every January and returning the following April. This has been the Visitor Channel's weekly news magazine, poolside of the Cotton Bay Village. Stay tuned for St. Lucia's Island Beats and the weather.
Because it's the first time for us.
Something that I believe that the locals should be involved in, and I'm happy to share it